Hello, everybody. I am Ann Robinson. Welcome to my channel where it is awesome to be Ann, and it is awesome to be you. Yes, it is. And I am coming at you today. It is Sunday, November the 15th, and I am coming at you today because it is time to what? Elevate our minds because mental elevation is required. And I'm coming at you. I wanted to kind of, I guess, do something a little new because it's fresh in my mentality. And the word for today, the word for this week, the word for a lifetime is going to be what? Community. Okay? Community. And when I say that I'm going to do something different, I am going to do something different because I'm not going to read the back of the card. The reason why is because this is for another day. I wanted to use the word community because it's something that I was thinking about, and I want to take this at a different angle. I want to kind of do this off the cuff, so to speak. And so, first of all, let me tell you what I looked up the definition of community. Okay, and definition of community is it's a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. So, a community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Okay. And so, I wanted to share a little bit about how we can be a community and how are we to treat people in our community, or and I say this, and I want to say this because I've been looking at the news ever since Friday night in regards to what happened to those people in Paris, and just thinking of how we should have compassion. So much is going on, and it's not even just the people in Paris and the events that just happened, but it's in a lot of events that have been taking place. I mean, in regards to many people and tragedies that have been happening, headline news stories. And it seems that there are people that are sympathetic to people, and then there are some people that lack that are not sympathetic, let's say empathetic or sympathetic to other people and what happens to them. I believe that we should care about what happens to other people. I believe that, yeah, we care about what happens to us because when it happens to us, we're experiencing it. But I believe that we should care about what happens to other people and what they're experiencing. Um, yeah, I had someone, say that they were tired of looking at, them talk about the people in Paris on the news. Well, I'm not, because I'm interested in knowing what could happen. And you know why? Because we can't look at that as just being what happened to them. We should look at it as it could happen to anybody. In fact, we had 9/11, and and uh, people aren't out of the woods. Terrorism is still happening, and not only terrorism. Sometimes we're terrorized by the people in our own area. So terrorism can just be anything that happens to us that we didn't ask for it to happen, and it happens at the hands of someone who has something else in his mentality, their belief or their thoughts about another person or a situation or a cause that has nothing to do with the person that is experiencing the tragedy or the pain behind what they're doing. Just last week, I talked about what was that card I pulled that had to do harmlessness, that had to do with not wanting to experience violence or pain. And if we don't want to experience violence or pain, we have to practice not being violent. We have to practice not causing pain to other people, and try to figure out how we can prevent that from happening to ourselves, doing what we know to do to protect ourselves from harmful people. Um, and I don't believe that there's anything that those people in Paris could have done to help themselves against the people that caused them harm, from those harmful people that did this because of their mentalities, because of their thought process, because of their beliefs that had nothing to do with the individuals that were affected by what they were thinking, what they were feeling, what they did. Um, Something else I thought of, a lot of us may say, well, that's happening in Paris. I'm not anywhere where I can do anything to assist or anything to help. Yes, you can. One thing that we can do um, is lift them up in prayer. Definitely, because prayer knows no distance. Prayer knows no distance. We can reach them through prayer. Reach out to the people of Paris. Reach out to the people that lost family members. Yes, we can. Reach out to them through prayer, praying to the Most High for those who are injured, for those who have lost loved ones, for those who are just suffering mentally, because it affects you when things happen to you. So, you begin to feel like, oh my God, it could have been me. And just because we're here, right here where we are, wherever you live, doesn't mean that, oh my God, it could not be you or I. So we have to practice community. And we can say that Paris is a part of our community. Everywhere is a part of our community. You know why? Because I say that it's bigger than just our immediate neighborhood. It's bigger than just where we live, or what state we're in, or what country we're in. We are a part of one big community, and that one big community is the human race. We're human beings. We're all human beings, right? So we're all a part of one big community. And we have to have care for just more than our own. We have to care for others as well. And that's just my point. And have compassion on others when they're going through. Something else I thought of, and this was another definition for community. It's a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, goals, and even organized religion. So I just want to say real briefly, I know that we always say, oh, we're looking at this as being a terrorist attack on Paris. We're looking at it and saying Islamic people, this is Islam, or Muslims did this. And I just want us to be careful not to let one bad apple spoil the entire bunch of apples. And when I say that, I don't want us to look at all Muslims as being violent and or terrorists, because that's not a true statement. There are sects to Islam. There are sects to different sects of Muslims. But also, I don't believe that any Muslim, because being a Muslim simply means that they are submitting to the will of God. They are submitting to the will of God. That's a Muslim. That's a person who submits to the will of God. That is the definition of being a Muslim. And God is not into violence. God is not into causing pain. He is a deliverer. He loves us. So I just want us to be careful not to lump all Muslims up into one big bunch and say that they all did this. No, there was a few select ones that chose to not submit to God's will and did that horrific thing to those people in Paris, who did that horrific thing to us over here in New York City. Nah, it's not a one all thing. It really isn't. We have to make those accountable who did do these things. We have to let people be accountable for what they do. What you do, I didn't do it. You did it. What I do, you didn't do it. I did it. I'm responsible. So you can't just put one big lump, everybody in one big lump and say, or a religious group in one lump and say, they're the cause. No, Muslims are not the cause. Islam is not the cause. Okay? It's just a few select individuals that have gone out of the will of God, and they're doing their own thing. So, yeah, we have to be careful how we do things. And once again, I say, just let us be interested not just in the things that happen to ourselves, within our immediate surroundings, but let us also be interested in what's happening to other people as well. Let us be sensitive. Let us be sympathetic. Let us be compassionate. And let us definitely lift up prayers. Continue to pray for the people that are going through, and pray for anybody that is going through. Help anybody that you see in your community that's going through something. Help anyone that you see that has a need and you're able to meet that need. I don't care if you know them or not. If you can see them, if you can touch them, if you can help them, help someone who's in need today. All right, let's practice being there for other people. Yes, take care of your own first, but don't just take care of your own. If you have the means and you have the capacity, take care. Be mindful and of other people and what they're going through, and be willing to help them in any way you can. And like I said, the one way that we can help those who are far away going through different calamities is we can pray. We can pray. All right. And yeah, I'm going to let that be it. Let's be people who are of community, the one big community of the human race. Let us love and care for one another in our community. And like I said, it's bigger than just where we are. It's bigger than just our immediate surroundings. It includes all of us in the human race. So let's care about one another, people. All right. All right. That is it. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. And I want to say I will see you where in my next video. Peace and blessings. What? Until next time.